question, right, about our generation. Why do you think our generation feels the need to broadcast the success that they feel that they're having in their relationship? Like, why does that have to be plastered over social media?
So, are you saying, like, why they have to basically sit and broadcast, like, show the world what they got like a prize?
Yeah, like, you know, if I'm in a relationship and in my eyes I feel that my relationship is successful, why do I feel the need to have to put it on social media? If I love her Instagram, you know, or if I'm out with my homegirls, yeah, girl, because, you know, my boo do this. Like, why do our generation feel the need to broadcast everything that goes on within their relationship?
Because what takes place is a lot of people fall in love with the title and not the person. So when someone's not really seriously happy in their relationship, they find fulfillment from the world. So they won't be praised from the world like, oh girl, you are lucky, you got a nice man, you got a nice relationship. But deep inside, they are suffering, and the reason why they with that person because lack of what they received growing up, dad, mom, or whatever. So those who showcase, you know, might not always be happy in a relationship. And you see a lot of people sit behind the screen like, oh, I know they happy, and being kind of bitter behind it or envy their relationship, but really don't know what's taking place.
So, you know how now it seems as though, and of course, I'm from the generation where I grew up in the 70s. Mm-hmm. If there was a 25-year-old back in the 70s, he had the maturity, he had the mindset, he had reached the ability to be able to have leadership roles to lead a household at 25. A 25-year-old today, the millennials, are not even on a middle school level mentally. So a 25-year-old compared to the 70s and to today, a 25-year-old, why do you think there's such this large gap in the maturity of men, even women? A 25-year-old female back in the 70s was able to be a mom, be a wife.
I do agree.
She was a Ruth. A 25-year-old female today, majority of the time, is only at grade school level mentality.
And I would say this here, I think sometimes the parents will leave the spoon in their kids' mouth too long. You know, not allowing them to grow up and explore because we try to make sure they'll make the same mistake as us. But what happened that the mistake we made was to help our kids to go through what they go through, not trying to control it, but also let them know, oh, my parents said they made the mistake. I'm gonna either do it or not do it. But we try to make sure they do the way we said. So when you hold their hand for too long, it's almost like babying them. And they become fun to what they know. They become fun. So then you have this as well. You have a lot of guys that grew up in poverty, so it relates to the street or the hood situation. So they have a PhD in streets, but not a PhD in maturity. Right. So then what happened to this generation when it comes to marriage relationship, those who in the streets like that try to get a relationship with a person who got their stuff together and kind of like destruct her. That's how people come destroyed, because those type of girls that come from a well-known home know how to get their stuff together and got to keep their stuff together, but they got a preference in what type of guys they like.
Yes.
And that comes from the guy that tends to choose those who have maturity in their self, relationship, or in life. You see what I'm saying? Yes. So it's so many things that do affect that. I do see that a lot though. I see, and I also have seen some guys who 23 years old, well mature than someone dad. It really depends on that person. Yeah. But I will say this here, I don't want to blame the parents, because parents not at fault at everything, but I really feel like what really changed the culture of the maturity and people growing up to be who they're supposed to be is the social world. Yeah. Social media challenge these kids and make it hard to be who you really was because of the next person got this and you don't. Yeah. Attention seeking for attention is so devastating. It's almost as worse as being complacent.
Yes.
It's deadly as being like content or complacent. So when you live in that environment within your mind, now try to live in that environment within the social world. Yeah. And you feel like you're not accepted. So next, I gotta show a chest, a nipple, or a dude gotta show that he's sagging or grabbing his crotch to show like, hey, I'm that dude, yeah. Or gotta have a bandana around him, you know, so.
The standards have also changed and have been lowered.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes.
I think piggybacking off of the question you had, In this generation, like you said, like a 25-year-old male or female is way less mature than previous years. Also, back in, like you said, back in the 70s or 80s or whatever, a 25-year-old man would be willing to get married and settle down and start a family. And same with a 25-year-old woman, they may be like having a desire to settle down. But in this generation, there's a fear of commitment, a fear of marriage. Like people run from, you know, just having a monogamous relationship. Like men want to date multiple women. And like, why do you think that in this generation people run from love and intimacy and marriage?
I say one of them is fear of being hurt. Second thing, fear of being controlled. Third thing is not being able to do how they want to do it. Then people really, one of the most important part I think that people fear is the longevity of stuff. Like, dang, I gotta be with that person this long? What if I get tired? What if this happen? That's the reason why I say you gotta love from the heart and not from the mind. Because your mind can say, you know what? I like her because it's beneficial. I like him because he got a nice build. Or I like her because I feel like, you know, she can give me everything, X, Y, and Z, but she can't give me A. So I'm gonna keep my side chick. You see what I'm saying? So when you look at it from that perspective, I feel like those who rush doesn't succeed. But those who take time to understand not only them but yourself, you will find the one that meant for you. Therefore, that don't go looking for. I think people date off pocketbook, but you know what I'm saying. But don't want to pick from the piggy bank. You see what I'm saying? Because their pocket, if somebody got a big pocketbook, they got money, oh, he can take care of me. But those who scratching for change, I don't know. But they be the main one who can love you most, because they feel like only thing I can give you is me. And that's the reason why when I started looking for love, when I decided to change my life, so you know what, I wanted to change and find the right one for me. I stopped looking for what the world want me to have and what I needed. So remember, y'all, date not off expectation, date off requirement. If you want a healthy relationship, not only know the next person, but know yourself. I am George White, the speaker. Yeah, that's real.